Okay, should be live now. Let me just check. Let's see. Okay, we're live. Looks like I just have to make it go public. And there we go. Okay, it should be live. It'll take a few minutes for the chat to connect. It normally does. That's just kind of how it goes. Yeah, so the plan for today is I'm going to do some just puzzles while I'm waiting around for some people to join. And then after that, we're going to be doing tournament recap. I played the tournament last weekend, and also Monday. It was a 6-round event. 2 rounds a day, 90-minute plus 30-second increment. Pretty long event. I was definitely very tired. But we're going to go through round number 1 of that tournament. That's the only round that I've prepared and annotated and done all the timestamps and stuff like that. So yeah, the other rounds, I will be working on annotating and doing timestamps for them, because I like to also analyze my tournament games thoroughly without really much engine assistance first. So that's what I would do. Okay, but for the time being, let's go do a bit of Puzzle Rush. Why not? I'm on 31. This is from the last one still, yeah? It's quite funny. Let's see. Okay, it looks like we are live. Let me just double check on my phone. Let's see. I think I'm live. Yeah, looks like I'm live. Fantastic. Okay. So yeah, just gonna do some puzzles for now. This one, what is it? Taking here seems quite reasonable. Could also be something with this. Rook h7. Rook h7 looks like it might just win. Rook h7, rook e8, king d7. I think this one's a trap, because then they're threatening a mate, and I don't really have a good response. So I guess just rook h7, yeah. Seems to make the most sense. See, my stream is lagging a little bit. Oh well. Okay, rook h7. Check, and win the queen. Okay, what's going on here? Check, or maybe it's a quick rook a8 and queen a7 mate. That's quite nice. You lure the king into the corner and then deliver the checkmate. Nice. We'll see. The chat's still not connected yet, so I can't actually see messages, even if there is, if there are people here. But yeah, I've got my phone up on the side for now. Oh, I've also just realized that the shorts setup is pretty screwed here. How about that? Have I fixed the short setup? Let me see. Okay, yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah, the shorts were suffering. Okay, what's this? Assuming it's some checkmate, like here, 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 checkmate. Looks pretty good. Check, check, mate. I'm feeling fairly sharp after the tournament, I won't lie. Every time I come back from one of these classical events, I feel like everything just makes more sense. What is this? Like a queen trap or something? Bishop here, here. Maybe this? Bishop c8. Oh, is it knight b8? Very suspicious. Knight to b8 exclam. Oh my goodness. And the queen is trapped. Here's covered, here's covered. Boom, boom. That is so brutal. Knight to b8. No queen a5. No queen a4. No queen a3. And on queen b7, there's bishop c6. And then our queen protects c7, rook protects here, bishop guards the rook guards the knight, pawns all protect each other, and the knight protects the escape square. Knight to b8. Wow. And what's going on here? Looks like it's just this, yeah? Just checkmate. Sacrifice the queen. Queen takes back, and g6. Little pawn checkmate. Lovely. What's going on with this one? Check. Here. Check. Takes and a dovetail mate. That's pretty nice. Check. Check. Mate. Is anyone in the chat, by the way? It says I've got some viewers, but I'm not seeing any messages. So I don't know if I'm just like missing all your messages, in which case, my bad. Let me just check. We got some viewers, just no messages. I'll wait a little bit until some people start talking and stuff, and then we'll take a look at round 1 of my tournament recap. Also, maybe like to make sure some of the regulars make it. That would be good. Am I playing viewers? I will be. But the first thing that I would like to do is review this game. This the classical game, round number 1 that I played last weekend. It was actually Saturday now that this game was played. I've been playing from Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 2 rounds a day, 90-minute plus 38-second increment. Really, really brutal. Each game on average was lasting like 3.5, 4 hours. So I've been playing like non-stop basically. What tournament? It was Berkshire or Berkshire, and Buckinghamshire. Yeah, county championship. It's in England, and we'll see. I did do pretty well in it. That's all I'll say. I don't wanna spoil the whole event because I will be making a series. Hello, Jayton Sharma. Roly poly, yeah. It's cool. It's cool. Let's go into like 50 on puzzle survival, and then I'll take a look, and we can analyze the game. It was an Alpin Sicilian, and I played it at a 100 accuracy, so which I'm quite happy with. So we'll see. We'll take a look at that when a couple more people come in, and I've seen yeah, up to like puzzle 50, I think, which should be good. Was I white? No, I was black. The black side of the Alpin Sicilian. So it will definitely be a good lesson if you're having trouble against the Alpin, because it is quite annoying, the Alpin. Okay, what is this? This looks like knight b6 maybe. I guess just knight b6. Here. a7. Knight b6 here. Here, a7. You've been trying out both sides? Nice. Yeah, it looks like knight b6 is the win. Knight b6, take it, and then protect it, and then take it. Yeah. Is this like a... No, queen takes on. Or is it maybe rook takes on e2, though? Always sacrifice the exchange. Or you always sacrifice the full rook, I guess, yeah? I mean, I quite like it. I quite like it. Rook e2. I mean, it just looks like it's winning, yeah. Like, this is under attack. This is threatened. This is threatened. Yeah. Okay, I didn't really think it through, to be honest. Is there a clean follow-up? I mean, queen takes on g3 is what I want to play, so I'm gonna play that. Okay. And now it's like check, take it. And then what? Queen here. Or maybe I can just play bishop takes on f3. I got loads of pawns, so it's probably just really good. That just looks completely winning. Yeah. What is this? Takes here, just here? Isn't that just a easy fork? Like, that looks pretty clean. Just take f3 should be full comp, yeah. But it's always worth looking for the forcing mate, though. Here, there's no. What's important is there's no like annoying check. What's even the material count? Am I just winning a piece or something? Okay, I mean, sure. Just take it. Okay. Okay, I kind of have to take it. I mean, what kind of puzzle is this? Bit of a weird one. I have to take it, and taking with the rook makes the most sense to activate the down the f line. Yeah, I don't see why I wouldn't just take this. Because I need to take with if I take with the bishop, they might play queen f8, and then I have no more queen f6. So if I take with the rook, then I can go queen f6, king takes it, check, and then mate like that. So I guess I take with the rook. Oh yeah, I actually didn't spot this move. But I guess I can just trade queens and check and then take, and then I'm up a lot. What's going on here? Here looks pretty good. Rook c7. Bishop c3. And bishop c5. Here, sack the rook. Yeah, this looks very good. But okay, what if they just take here? It's kind of weird, actually, yeah. Kind of weird. I mean, I get a queen, right? But I've already given up 2 rooks, so it's not super obvious. I mean, there's also here takes, check, and takes, but this doesn't look very impressive either. He's got loads of material. Any ideas? Anyone with any ideas? I'm trying to look at the candidate moves, but not quite seeing it, to be honest. Yeah, rook c7 was my... Oh, there's rook c8. Rook c8. Yeah, I don't know why I wasn't seeing rook c8. Yeah, rook c8 just looks winning. Hello, M. Bit of an ominous name. What? Oh. I'm wrong. Why? Yeah, I thought rook c8 as well. That's what I thought. Rook c8 is just good then. Oh, but then we don't have the... Yeah, I don't have the d4 square after that, so that's no good. Can I just take it? Okay, whatever. that was like the most obvious move. It's like, yeah, just take it. Just take it. Just take it and bring the queen back? What a stupid puzzle. What the hell? Okay. What's going on here? I'll play bishop takes. No, bishop c4 here, rook takes. Like queen. a5, bishop d3. g6, queen here. It's no good. Puzzles are hard now. Tournament recap finished? No, the tournament recap is going to be happening. Well, round number 1. I've only prepared round number 1 because I literally just finished the tournament yesterday. So I've only got round 1 annotated and analyzed because I've analyzed it without the engine, then turned the engine on, done the game review, and yeah. So I'm going to do that. I was trying to get to 50, and then I was going to do the tournament recap. But yeah, bishop d3, bishop d3. I guess, yeah, h6, queen g. Yeah, it's probably bishop d3. I mean, g6, we sack. Takes here. Isn't that just like a draw? I don't really see the follow-up. Celebrations, yeah. Well, I can't be bothered. I'm just gonna get it wrong and move on. What was it? Was it bishop c4, always check, and what? Bishop c4, then bishop d3. I mean, I can see this is a better version, but why is bishop d3 not immediately winning though? Bishop d3. Is it just g6? Okay, so fine. Bishop d3, g6. Okay, this line is just a draw. So like, no, white's better. Okay, white's still better in this line as well. Okay, the engine is very. Okay, I mean that's a bad puzzle. White's better in 2 lines. I mean, yeah, okay, bishop like the. Maybe it's not a bad puzzle. Some of the best puzzles are actually ones where you've got a couple good options, but one's much better, I guess. Oh yeah, and then the point is that you get rid of the g6 move because it's pinned. Okay, fair enough. Let's do the oops, I don't want to I've spoiled the game, haven't I? Okay, hold on. Yeah, the king has to walk into the pin. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. Okay, tournament recap, guys. Tournament recap. This is round number 1, and I had the black pieces. I was playing a 10-year-old, which is always scary, and he's pretty strong. He's gained like 300 and something points in the last in the last two or 3 months. So very dangerous player. He's basically just been tearing it up in Europe, and that's quite disturbing. That is quite disturbing for a round number 1 pairing. But you know, I was still feeling all right because I know that I've got a bit more experience, and yeah, let's just get into the game. Let's get into the game. So he started with e4, and yeah, I went for Sicilian because this is my favorite one. He goes c3, and by the way, any questions you have about the game are very welcome. Like if it's any theory or just general, always or just like general questions, then definitely feel free to ask them. I'd be very happy to answer. Always the Indian kids farming the Europeans. Yeah, I think he's like born in England though. So I mean, yeah, he's Indian, but I mean, I think he's Indian. I assume, but he has lived in England the whole time. Okay, so yeah, he went c3, Alapin, and the kids love the Alapin. I don't know. I don't know why they love the Alapin so much. The board's a bit cut. Is it? It shouldn't be. board's kind of messed up on the right. Oh, are you watching on Shorts? You watching on Shorts? Oh, that's my bad. I'll try and fix that. Looks fine on Twitch. Yeah. I see. Yeah, it seems kind of screwed up. I get that now. You can't see the A file on YouTube. Oh dear. Okay, hold up. How's this one? I've changed the scenes. Is that one better? No. No. Oh dear. Okay, hold on. Let me fix this. I need to open up the Shorts doc. Where is this? Vertical sources. There we go. Vertical and vertical sources. Do not worry, guys. I'm in the process of fixing this. Okay. There we go. Is it becoming better? Vertical no longer cooked, guys. Close. It looks like it's getting there, yeah. Hold on. Top. Let's do 1000. There we go. Scroll you down a bit. Okay. There we go. And do this, do that. Like this. There. Okay. I think that it is now almost 100% fixed. Are we good now, you guys? The H file is a tiny bit missing. Yeah, you're right. Let me just fix that. Okay. We should be getting there now. Just remove that. Okay, we good? I currently don't have a live stream on YouTube. What just happened, man? Am I still live? No. Okay, it's back. Sorry, the chat just disappeared for a second, you guys. F? Okay, we're good. Okay, so I've now set this up for YouTube, and I've completely destroyed it for no, I'm sorry, I'm not set this up for YouTube. I've set up the board for Elite Chess and destroyed the chess.com one. So I'll have to make a new scene again in the future for chess.com. But whatever. We've got this for now. And let me just rename this in a second. Hold on. Elite chess. And I'll duplicate this. There we go. Sorry, you guys can't see what I'm doing, but I'm essentially screwing around with OBS. Okay, we're back. I'm gonna run this from the very start. And just a reminder that yeah, if you have any questions about the game, which you can now see, then just ask them, and I'll be happy to try and answer it. So this was round number 1, playing a very, very strong 10-year-old, very scary opponent. I don't like playing the 10-year-olds. I don't like playing an opponent where their like head is barely above the table. It's always very intimidating. When they can't see the board and they're still outplaying you, that's very disturbing. Very disturbing for me. But anyway, they started with e4. I played c5, my favorite opening, Sicilian. Well, one of my favorite openings. I really like King's Indian as well. And they go for c3. This is the Alapin Sicilian. I go knight f6, attacking their pawn in the center just like this, and he decides to push it forward. Kicks my knight to the center of the board, and then he strikes out with d5. So this is, yeah, by far the main way to play it. You can also go knight f3, or maybe bishop c4. These are like the other options, but d5 is by far the main move. By the way, oh, hello. Is that Colon? Colon says hi. Okay. It's an interesting username. But hello. And welcome. So they're striking with d4. And I'm capturing that. So after I take on d4, main move is just to capture with the pawn. There's some very interesting lines if they take with the queen. There's like e6, knight c6, here f5, and a bunch of weird stuff. Or like queen e4. And f5, some pretty weird lines that can happen there, but he just goes for knight f3. Sorry, he doesn't capture on d4. He plays this Smith-Morris style, but not really, because I can't actually take the pawn on c3, so it's not really a Smith-Morris. But I just develop my knight, protecting the pawn now, and if you want to take with the knight, then that will drop this pawn. So he has to basically capture back with the pawn, or just leave it there and play bishop c4. These are the two options that white has. He decides to take the pawn, and I play d6. So d6, I'm now undermining this pawn in the center, and my objective is that I want to capture this pawn. And when I capture this pawn in the future, he'll have this isolated, well, not isolated, but this kind of weak e-pawn in the center potentially, which can come under some threat. I'm also preventing indirectly moves like knight c3, because on knight c3, which would be a very inaccurate move, I can just go takes, queen takes, and something like bishop d7, bishop c6, with just a better position for black. So he didn't go for this. He instead went bishop c4, which is still probably the main move. And I go for pawn takes here. Knight b6 is one of the other lines, but I really like the positions that I get after pawn takes on e5. They're very pleasant. And the idea of this... Hello, Ronit. The idea of this is that after they take here, I go for knight b4. And this is a very interesting line. I think I've made a video that includes it before. But the point is that now the queens are looking at each other. The queen is the only thing protecting the c2 square. And my knight wants to go to c2. Do I have Sam Shanklin's course? No. I've made all my own files on like the Accelerated Dragon, my own files on the King's Indian, which I kind of just compiled from my own games, and a lot of database searching and stuff like that, trying to find some weird lines. Hello dears. Hello dears. What is up? Feeling pretty good actually. I've just finished a 6-round tournament did fairly well in it. No spoilers. But yeah, so that was basically my last 3 days. 8 hours of classical chess pretty much every day. So I was feeling pretty shattered last night, but I'm back. And yeah, also sorry for no uploads for like 3 days, but I didn't really have the time and just kind of collapsed after getting back every round evening from the tournament. So this knight to b4 move threatens c2. Queen b3 is one of the main ideas, but it often runs into e6 and then a knight to a5 move in the future. So he opts to try and play it safe and just trade the queens. But you know what they say, with the youth to the end game, right? And then that's how we really got to this game. So do I want to be a professional chess player? No, probably not. I'd like to keep playing as a hobby and maybe get like to FM, maybe IM. I'm not a GM. I'm only like 2100 over the board. Hello, Defaints. Yeah. So being a professional chess player is not really on the cards. It's like if you're not like a top 20 GM or maybe top 50, you can get by as well. If you're not like a top 50 GM, you can't really make a living. And it might be a little bit late for me. But, you know, I still enjoy it. And I think that's probably the same situation for most people. So with the youth to the end game, and the reason for that is that they just have less experience in endgame positions and maybe a little bit less positional understanding, because I've had loads and loads of games in blitz from these positions, and because he's only 10 years old and has been playing for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years only, he'll have had just less experience in these endgames, and I was thinking I'll have good chances to grind it out. And already black's a little bit better here. So black's ideas are to go bishop e6, exchange this bishop, get a very nice knight on e6, which controls a lot of key squares like this. Very, very nice knight. And it can also support this g5, g4 pawn push to remove this knight over here. This knight will come back and eventually pressure this pawn in the middle. So, of course, white plays knight a3 because white doesn't want to lose a rook and get forked, which would not be good. And I go for bishop e6. So, bishop e6 offers the bishop exchange. Bishop exchange is very, very good for me. My knight comes out, this knight comes back. c7 is also protected, so there's no knight b4, knight b5, and knight to c7. Once again, by the way, any questions about the game is very much encouraged. So they decided to castle. I went g6, and around here is where I sort of ran out of theoretical knowledge. I thought g6 made a lot of sense. I might have had some blitz games in it that I vaguely remember, but I didn't know like the database statistics and stuff like that, which I knew up until before castles. So yeah, my bishop's coming out to pressure this pawn, knight's coming back to pressure this pawn, and it turns out this is still in the theory books, and black does very, very well. So they played bishop d2, attacking my knight. The knight has to go back. I have no other real option. I mean, if I play this, then just taking on e6 makes my position terrible. I have double pawns, and I don't really want to do that for no reason. So I just drop the knight back like this. They bring the rook in. Do I prefer forcing the queen off early against the younglings? Absolutely. I mean, I don't necessarily want to force it, but I'm always happy to play an endgame against a younger player. Absolutely. There's just like certain concepts, and when there's not a clear plan, the younger players definitely don't do as well as when there's a lot of tactics and a lot of craziness. So rook c1, I continue with bishop g7, pressuring this pawn in the center now. The knight and the bishop attack it, so he's got to do something. He plays knight b5, making a counter threat over here, which is very, very reasonable. And I technically could play this move with an idea that it's counter-attacking like this, and saying if you take me, I take back, and then I guard c7. But it's very, very dicey, and I don't think it works at all. Like here, takes here, right? And now this is a check on my king. I can't even take the knight. I'd have to take here, takes the rook. and this just doesn't work at all. So this was my first calculation. I was like, can I take the pawn? Absolutely not. This looks terrible. This looks very bad. So he's making a serious threat. The next line that I calculated was the other forcing moves, like bishop takes on c4. And bishop takes c4's got some intrigue here. If knight c7 check, which is obviously bad, then here, then here, then here, I take the rook, and let's say you take it back, and then I play this, then I'm going to pick your knight up, and this position is just completely winning for black. So that's the obvious idea. However, I saw that you can just go rook takes on c4, and then things started to get a little choppy here. Because if I castle, then I go knight c7, rook c8, knight d5, and I didn't like this position very much, because I saw this other tactic, which is if I go knight e6 to try and consolidate with rook d8 and some skewer idea, then he has rook takes on c6, which is very, very strong, and I'm just much worse here. Rook takes on c6, knight takes on e7, takes, knight takes on c6, takes it, and then something like rook c1, and I'm just getting destroyed. Like, this is terrible position, down a pawn, and isolated weak pawns, and I can't go for this, clearly. So then the other move I considered was maybe I go e6, but then knight f6 takes. This looks awful. I can't get my knight developed. This pawn went from being a weakness to suffocating me, and this doesn't look good at all. So I eventually realized that in this line I'd probably have to settle for rook e8. And this is where I mostly concluded the bishop c4 line, and I didn't like it at all. I thought rook e8 looks quite passive, and I don't know why I've allowed his knight to get into the center, so I was not a fan of this at all. Engine says it's equal and actually thinks it's alright, but I wasn't a fan. There's some other lines as well that get very, very choppy, like knight to e6 and knight g5, which was also quite complicated, and I was concerned about this one as well. Because the point is that if I take it, then takes, then check, then here, then takes, and then you take my knight, because it's hanging over here. And if I instead, I think you can also go... Oh, wait, did I mess it up there? You can also go bishop here, I think bishop takes on g5. And then on knight takes on e5, f4, it gets, oh wait, no, not knight takes on e5, because then there's this knight c7, takes, and then you save the rook. So maybe bishop takes on e5, yeah, bishop takes on e5, protects the c7 square, but he goes f4, and then a6, pawn takes here, takes it here, and rook c5, and I saw this position as well, and it looked very, very dicey. But the engine says that black's a bit better. I really didn't know how to evaluate it. And for all of these reasons, I rejected the forcing moves like castles and bishop c4, and instead just played rook c8, just keeping the position together and protecting the c7 square against knight c7, and then I will castle. If I was teaching chess to someone, where would I start, given that they know how each piece moves? That's an interesting one. I would probably go through board visualization exercises. The tournament did go well. But I'm not going to give any spoilers. I mean, I've already kind of given away a spoiler in this one if you're viewing on like vertical YouTube, because you can see it. Mate in 1's good. I would focus on board visualization and really drilling in how the pieces move, because you can say that you know how the pieces move, but do you really know how the pieces move? That's the question. And most people don't really know how the pieces move. And by that I mean, like, you hang a lot of pieces, right? So first step is to try and stop hanging the pieces, which means doing board visualization exercises, and a lot of them. So it would be like saying, if I give this check, how many ways do you have to block it, right? Do you have, like, try and count all the ways you can block the check. Okay, I can block this check in 5 or 6 different ways. If you spot all of them, then that's really good. and I would keep doing exercises like that seem very basic. But at the end of the day, before even moving on to tactics like pins, forks, skewers, and all that stuff, which is really fun, it's more important that you get down into like you very much need to consolidate your ability to avoid hanging your pieces in one move and make sure that you take the hanging pieces. So do lots of hanging piece puzzles. Mate in one puzzles are great as well. And try and do these board visualization exercises where you just look at all of the possible legal moves that you or your opponent can play, and try and look at all the squares that you or your opponent's pieces control. And eventually you'll get like a mental map of all the squares that are under control, all the possible moves that can be played. And once you're able to actually see candidate moves that are possible, then you'll actually start to be able to calculate. Because you can't calculate if you can't see the possible moves, right? And if you can't calculate, then you can't solve tactics and you can't solve puzzles, which is integral to chess. So a lot of people really skip this foundational layer of the early stages of board visualization. And if you don't drill that early on, and you don't practice that early on, then you're never going to be able to develop the later skills, right? Which I think is a spot where people go wrong. They dive straight into tactics, which I wouldn't recommend. So yeah, just play a lot of games, a lot of board visualization exercises, and you should be in good shape. I don't know why my camera just expanded there. Hold on, let me fix that. Go like this. Yeah, there we go. Set the camera back. It was being naughty. It was tracking me when it shouldn't. Thanks for the comprehensive advice. No problem. I got you. Okay, so I decided on rook c8. It's just stopping knight c7. Very simple move. Very just like standard move. Avoiding complexity here. Which, I mean, I did take a look at the tactics, so if something like bishop takes on c4 was good for me, then I would have gone for it, but it seemed quite unclear, especially after the knight here and knight g5 lines looked very complicated. So he ended up taking on e6. I played knight takes on e6, and I think bishop takes on e6 was a small mistake, because bishop takes on e6 now means that I get this monster knight here. Very nice knight. And it's unopposed. Also, once I kick out this knight, then I'm just going to be taking on e5, and I've forever got lots of pressure here. And the really nasty thing about this position for white is that with this pressure here, they can never play f4 because the knight would have to move out of the way to play f4, but in the time that the knight moves out of the way to play f4, the pawn will drop. So the defending piece that they need to protect the pawn is tied down forever because they can never use their other pawn to reinforce it, which means that this is effectively an isolated pawn. And I know it's not technically an isolated pawn, but as far as I'm concerned, this e5 pawn is as isolated as it gets. He helped me get my knight out, should have kept the tension and let me take on c4. I absolutely agree. He should not have done this. The problem is, he didn't like that I was threatening a6. Like, if he does nothing, I go a6, he plays knight c3, this bishop's loose, I take it. He didn't like this tension between the pieces. That's what I think. But maybe he should have gone for something like bishop e3, a6. He can't even play knight a7 here, can he? Because then after this capture, then my rook's like this. So this was one of his other ideas, and he doesn't... this rook would just release itself on the bishop as well. So it's quite difficult to say where exactly he went wrong, actually. And I think even just way back here, this position is just a bit better for black. It's just preferable. Is knight takes on e5 a threat? Not quite, because then my a7 pawn would hang. But if I can play a6, move the way, and then take on e5, then this is definitely a threat, yes. So, hold on. Let me just get rid of all these arrows. Let me get rid of this move. So, he ended up playing captures, and bishop e3 to try and force the issue. And I gave this an inaccuracy. I labeled this game myself. I've not turned on the engine with it yet. Knight takes on a2, knight takes f3, revealing an attack on the bishop. Which line? How's my knight able to take on f3? Also, knight not. You mean knight a7? Sorry, I'm not sure what line you're talking about. So anyway, he traded on e6 and played bishop e3, which I gave an inaccuracy, but I think it was a bit unfair. After knight takes on e5. Oh, right. So you're saying bishop e3, knight takes on e5. What? Oh, this? Knight takes on f3, takes? You saying this? I don't think this looks very good for me. Yeah, white's doing okay at least. I think that's what you're talking about. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, let's move on. Maybe it's not good. I don't know. I'd rather keep the position very, very stable, because what I know about this position is that we have the e5 pawn to pressure, which is effectively an isolated pawn. So my objective is just to try and trade off, if I can trade off the rooks, and if I can trade off this knight for this knight, then I'm just going to have a winning endgame of these minor pieces. So, anyway, after bishop e3, which I gave an inaccuracy, which maybe was a little unfair, because it makes some sense. He's going after the a7 pawn. I play a6, he plays knight a7, I play knight a7, protecting the rook like this, so you can't capture my rook. He takes the knight, and I castle now. So finally, the position's stabilized. I have these minor pieces, like this and this. They're the same minor pieces, but mine are much, much better. You can see, my pawns are on light squares, so his bishop has no targets. He's got this pawn on e5, so my bishop on g7 is forever pressuring it. And this knight on e6 is an absolute beast. It protects these squares like this, so the bishop has very limited scope. And it also supports a g5 pawn push in the future, where g4 is a threat to remove the knight and then just potentially even just win the pawn in the center like this. So he had to kind of go bishop to e3 to stop this g5, g4 plan. And I briefly considered h6, but I thought after h4, I've just created the weakness on h6, and I wasn't a big fan of this, because now my bishops has to work protecting this, and maybe he can even have some time to move his knight out of the way and trade off this e-pawn for my h-pawn. And so I didn't like this at all. I thought h6 would have been inaccurate. Instead, I played this really, really cool move, which looks extremely superficial and very pointless, actually, at first. I played this move rook f to d8. And it doesn't seem like it does anything, right? Like, what is it doing? I have no infiltration anywhere. Like, maybe I can go here and pressure a pawn in the future, but it doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot. Especially after the rook might move over here to d1, and I've just got the two rooks staring at each other. Like, what is black really doing? Can anyone guess what the plan behind rook to d8 was? Anyone want to take a guess? Because this is where the game gets pretty cool. I was quite happy with this one. King f8, king e8, and you'll see it gets even better from there. So yeah, you're right. King f8, king e8 is the idea. Activate the king. Activate the king in the endgame. I look like Felix from Stray Kids. I don't know what that means. That sounds a bit weird. I'm almost regret even saying that out loud. I don't know what, what you're talking about. Okay, wait. Anyway, he ends up playing G3 because he doesn't have a real plan. He's struggling. He's struggling for moves, and I could tell he was getting uncomfortable. You can see he took quite a while on this G6 move. 8 moves to play G6. That's the sign of someone who doesn't have a plan. Oh, are you from the Twitch? Okay. So after G6, I go King F8. You're absolutely correct, roly-poly. I go King F8. And now the king is walking into the center of the board. And my plan is I want to exchange off all the rooks and then just walk my king up into the center and eat his pawn. It's absolutely brutal. You just play G3, H4 and maybe something happens? Exactly. White doesn't have a plan. That's why it's so rough. White can't be moving their pawns. That just makes them weaker. Why would white trade the rooks? And so he does the only semi-active thing he can and plays the move bishop to b6. And watch this. This is absolutely beautiful, by the way, guys. This is the top engine line of the computer, right? Trade the rooks, and then rook a8. Stuff the rook in the corner. Just hear me out. Hear me out. Hello, Jaitan Sharma. My feed-in, my FIDE rating after this tournament is going to be 1980. I think I gained like 40 rating from this one. So not a bad tournament. I was 1900 at the start of summer and had some decent tournament results. So we've been gaining that. Yes, exactly. And King E8 will stop Rook D7. So Rook A8 is quite a deep move, and I'm very happy about it. The point of Rook to A8 is I want to keep the Rook in the corner. Eventually, the Rook will come back here, and in the distant future, I saw that there's a potential that his Rook will try and come over to B4. And then I can play some stuff with, like, when the king gets to C6, I can play A5, A4, and B5. And then lock the Rook out in the game. And you'll see this was actually a potential line in the future. So I was quite happy with this. Congrats. Yes, thank you. Am I Lichess? I don't play much on Lichess, but on chess.com is like 2500 blitz. Okay, so yeah, Rook A8. And what I want you to notice about this position is that traditional chess wisdom would tell you that the Rook on the open file, White has an active Rook, White's got an active Bishop, so surely White's better, right? They've got open file, my Rook's just gone to the corner, looks ridiculous. But the important thing is, if the Rook has no infiltration square, it is a worthless Rook. I don't care if your Rook is on the most open file on the board, if it can't invade. And it can't invade, because this beautiful, beautiful e6 knight protects c7, protects c5, pawn guards c6, rook guards c8, and you have no way in. So it's pretty brutal. And my Lichess username can call you Jay? Okay, sure. Well, my Lichess username is just Duglet. Like, Duglet's my username on chess.com, and Lichess spelt D-U-G-L-E-T. How about knight to d4 to chuck the pawn? Well, I think no, knight d4, yeah, I like this endgame a lot. Takes, the bishop's already protecting c7. That's the point. That's the point, exactly. So you have no infiltration. And then I will simply go bishop to d6, improve my king, and this should be a win for black, I would assume. That was my thought process. There's no rook c7, exactly. It all just works. It just works. The pieces just come together beautifully. Doesn't rook e1 win the pawn back? No, because I take on b2, exactly. just the tactics, it just works out. And so yeah, we end up with a position like this, b5. Black is pressing and has a clear advantage. If I can trade the rooks as well, then it'll be an easy win. 2 passed pawns, well, not 2 passed pawns, but an outside pawn that will eventually become passed. So yeah. Which is why it's really nasty for White. White has no way to clearly untangle, right? everything else is too sad, you might just go for this. Yeah, it's very hard to just chuck a pawn though. I think the engine might say, I think the engine just wants you to do nothing actually, which is really brutal. And the crazy thing about this game is that the engine doesn't even really notice where white goes wrong. It seems like it just randomly changes its mind and says that the position's losing, which is really weird. Okay, there's a couple concrete moments where white I think can go for a pawn down endgame and try to grovel that. But that's really all there is to do. Yo Chimememe, how's it going? We are currently recapping round number 1 of a tournament that I just played this weekend. Okay, so white plays king g2. He's still kind of just waiting it out. He doesn't really have a plan. And, of course, you already know, my king goes to e8. And I just want to go king d7, trade the rook, activate my rook as well, and my rook has fantastic infiltration spots on this c2 square, because their knight is very passive, and it's not really helping out in the defense of all the white pawns. So he plays rook c4, trying to activate his rook. I play king d7. And now my king has literally just walked from g8 to f8 to e8 to d7, and let me tell you, he's not about to stop there. They go rook h4, attacking my pawn over here on h7. I just play h5. I thought a little bit about king c6, but decided that the position doesn't really change a whole lot if I play h5 anyway. It's not like he's going to break through. So I was quite happy with this pawn here anyway. Could he go rook e1 to protect the pawn and prepare knight to d4? Rook e1 to protect the pawn. He could, but then I'm probably going to go for rook c8, knight d4, take, and I guess rook c2, which looks like a very active position for black. Like, the king is going to go up to e6, I guess. And yeah, maybe white should have gone for this. But white will clearly be a bit worse with all these dark square targets. So yeah, maybe rook e1's an idea, though. I think it makes sense, for sure. Okay, so after pawn h5, he goes rook e4. So he kind of goes for your idea as well, roly-poly. He tries to protect the pawn in the center. But now my king goes to c6, and the march continues. So I've just played king f8, king e8, king d7, king c6, and let me tell you, it's not about to stop there. The bishop moves back, and can anyone guess the next move that I played, right? Hello, Lucian. King d7, double exclam. No, not king d7. King d5. There we go. Put it in there. I win king of the hill. King d5. We made it. Right? The king is now the most advanced piece. If a king cannot lead by example, then why should his subjects follow? Exactly. You win king of the hill in a classical game. That's how I knew I was asserting dominance. Right? It was yeah, it was definitely nice to play this move, king d5, attacking this rook, and once again, this absolute god of a knight on e6 is protecting the d5 square. So there's no rook, the d4 square, sorry. There's no rook d4. It's protecting all of these squares around the king, so that somehow it's safe for my king to be venturing into the position. He goes rook to b4, and I play pawn to b5, and now the rook is in prison. So it's difficult to say where exactly white went wrong, but the position is starting to collapse now. If he went a5, I have rook b8, takes, king c6 is coming to protect the pawn, and then my rook will just activate down one of these two files, and it gets very hard to play. So instead of that, we get the first engine-approved mistake of the game, or at least I also marked it as a mistake. And the reason is, and the move he played is bishop to f4. He wanted to protect his pawn in the center so that he can move his knight around. I'm not exactly sure. He was just adding extra support, I guess. Also, yeah, the pawn was under attack, so he wanted to protect it. But can anyone find the winning plan, given that what I've talked about earlier, where you want to exchange the rooks? Can anyone find the winning plan here for black? Rook c8, exactly. Exactly, rook c8. Rook c8, rook c4. And now black is just completely winning because the white rook is trapped. So rook goes to c8, we see a4, and rook c4. So the pawn is x-ray attacked. White doesn't really have a choice but to play bishop d2, unless they want to lose quicker and allow my king in and just pummel everything like this. Actually, no, I was going to take with the pawn. Because then there's knight c5, knight a4, and this would be crushing for black. So he didn't take. He instead played bishop d2. I took the rook. The rook is now gone. I win the pawn on a4. He wins my pawn on e7, but I also win the pawn on e5. And we get this endgame, right, where it's knight versus bishop, and I only have one extra pawn. So, like, if you just look at this position, and you don't understand the, like, concrete elements of king activity, and actually how valuable this doubled a-pawn is, then you might not understand that immediately this is just completely winning for black. It's game over. Black is like plus 1,000. If I turn the engine on, it would like spew off the screen. It's so many minus numbers for black. Black is just completely winning. So yeah, he has nothing to do basically. The plan for black here, after he plays h4, I improve my king a little bit further. I play king e4. The a-file will be a queen, exactly. And if he plays f3, then my king will just completely dominate. So we end up with a position after bishop f6, because he didn't want like a position like this. Ideally, he wanted to avoid this, because then his king is just completely dominated. My king will always be threatening to invade and stuff like that. So he plays bishop f6 to try and block my pawn from advancing and also protect his pawn on b2. But can anyone find the optimal square for this knight to get to? And bonus points if you can find the path the knight needs to take, in order for the knight to be on the best possible square, which will help it promote the pawn and win the game. So if you can put this knight on any square, where would you put it? You want the knight on d3. You want the knight on d6. Okay. Any other ideas? Any other squares for the knight? You want to get the knight to d3 via c5. Fair enough. Knight c7, knight to a8, knight b6, and knight c4. I think that's how you lose, by the way. Knight here, they might play bishop d8, and now we have good losing chances. But you're on the right track, roly-poly. You're along the right track. You might have I think you got the correct final destination. Knight c7 plan is too weird, yeah. The horsey gets trapped, exactly. You want the knight on f6. Yes, that very good move. Knight takes on f6. Excellent. Just bring the king to c2 and knight c5 to d3. Yes, but I want to completely dominate their king with my king. So ideally, if there is an optimal square for the knight, I would just place it there, and if I can leave my king here dominating their king and constantly threatening infiltration, that would be optimal. Because as soon as I run my king over here, their king will start trying to run over here, and probably they're just way too slow, but I don't want to give them that chance. So I'll give everyone one more attempt. One more attempt at guessing the right move. Oh, the right square for the knight. It's quite aesthetic. You defeated a 2100 FIDE in 30 plus 0, but you're unrated. Can I estimate? I have no idea. I don't know what the game is like. I don't know who that player is. I mean, if you beat a 2100 FIDE, then you're clearly a good player. So I don't know. You can probably get at least 1900. I have no idea. Maybe still knight to c7, but instead, what? Knight to c7, but then d5, b6, then c4. That's an interesting path. So c4 is the right square, but there's a much cleaner path. And the path that is the most clean, it comes after knight to d4. Because now the knight threatens to go to b2, b3, from which it has a dual move of knight to d2 and knight a5, and the bishop is unable to stop both of the knight moves, which is very nice. And the problem is, if their bishop goes to c3, then the king goes to d3, right? So let me show this as an example. If the knight goes here, the bishop goes here, the king goes here, and they can't do anything about it, right? Because the threat is a3 now, so the bishop cannot remain. The bishop cannot remain on c3. It would have to move somewhere, then knight a5 comes, knight c4, and the game is over. It is completely over. It might be slightly better to have the pawn on f5, though. Maybe I would include f5 first, and then improve the king. You have 3 brilliant moves? I mean, congrats. Sounds like a good game. So that's the whole point. Knight goes to d4, threatens knight b3, followed by this maneuver to the c4 square. And can anyone tell me what the point of this knight c4 is? Well, the point is, I'm just going to say it. The point is a3. And the bishop cannot protect the pawn and prevent a3 at the same time, which our knight is threatening both. So our knight is threatening to play a3 and also pressuring the b2 pawn. So the bishop cannot stay on both diagonals. It's impossible. It can't prevent both ideas. So they just play f4, I play knight b3, they play king f2, I play knight a5. This is slightly more accurate, in my opinion, than knight d2, because then they can go king e1. Doubled pawns for the win, exactly. And on king e1, knight c4, I thought they can get their king around a little bit quicker. Why is a3 a threat? Because then we trade off our doubled pawn, and we'll simply have the outside passed pawn, which will deflect, which will win their bishop, or deflect their king away from the king's side, allowing our king to capture all their pawns. What about king d3? I don't like king d3. The reason I don't like king d3 is because it lets their king try and take space over here and potentially block us out from making progress. And if they can stop f5, then maybe they can break with f5, and this can get risky. So watch this. King here, king here. Sorry, they can't go there. But let's say I try and move in with the knight or something and then break with a3, like this. Makes a lot of sense, right? But maybe they can go f5, sorry. And maybe they go king f4. And all of a sudden, it gets very dicey, right? I want to keep their king completely locked out. I want to maintain complete dominance over the position. And that means that you need to optimize your piece placement first whilst dominating your opponents, right? So you want to maintain complete control when playing these games, ideally. Because I've got all the time in the world, right? White has no constructive plans. And if your opponent has no plans, then you want to try and keep them restricted and just improve your pieces. So that's why I much prefer moving the knight than moving the king in. Moving the king could get a bit risky, especially when f5 is possible. So anyway, my knight ends up on a5. It invades to c5. It invades to c4, and now they can't go king d2 even. So it's very, very unpleasant. He just starts shuffling with bishop c3. I play f5, really locking it down, because I know that I'm going to have to win all of these kingside pawns eventually, because the transformation is going to be I play a3, captures, knight goes back, and then this pawn's going to run down the board. Eventually, I'm going to win their bishop, and then I'm going to have to win all these pawns on the king side, right? So he just starts shuffling. I play a3. He takes here, Knight goes back to c4, and I start pushing the pawn down the board. The pawn just moves. The pawn is rolling. The pawn is rolling. I go knight d2. Knight c2 is coming. If you move the king over, I'm invading and I'm taking all of your pawns over here instead. So you can't do that. So he moves the bishop somewhere. I play king c2, knight c2. He plays king d2. I queen, takes. King goes back, knight comes over, and now the game is done. I played king f3 here, which was sloppy. King h3 and knight e2, and he resigned. However, there was a much nicer win in this position. Can anyone try and find it? I'm actually going to go get some water. So I'll give you guys this position. What is black's fastest checkmate? I'm going to give you the position. I'll be right back after getting some more water. Okay. There was a mate. There's no mate after king h1. No, my move king f3 was not very good. If king f2, king h3, then yes, there's probably a mate. King f2 is the right move. And it's a very, very beautiful mate. King f2, king h3, and you stalemate the king with knight f3. But you don't really, because they have this pawn move, and then you capture it, and it's a checkmate. And what I missed during the game is I thought this was a very bad move, because they can go king h1 and then knight f3. And then I was like, okay, g4, I'm risking stalemate, but not really, because you actually just capture the pawn, and now they have a new pawn that can move. They push their pawn, you push your pawn, they take it, and you checkmate them with this knight like this. Yeah, exactly. I was just trying to avoid stalemates over the board. But yeah, I pretty much expected my opponent to resign a while ago. So I got a little bit lazy there with the calculations. But that's game number one. That's game number one. Really, really brutal. But it didn't appear on the wall. Yeah. But I think it's a fairly instructive endgame. I don't know what if I go to the accuracy thing, we can see the engine thought it was pretty good. Got the accuracy down here. And it was played at a 98% accuracy. I can't really scroll down much more. Here it is. 98%. It says there was one inaccuracy, but I think it's just straight up wrong. Like, this position is just easily winning. On the move that it said was inaccurate, bishop takes. It says that the best move for white is to take this pawn, but this position is just completely winning. So I don't know why it says that. Like king e4 and the game is over. So yeah, I think this is a really rare situation, I think, where the engine is actually wrong. Like I straight up think it's wrong. It's calling that move an inaccuracy. But whatever. Okay, win is a win. And we barely miss out on the 100 lichess accuracy. Bro thinks he's Magnus? Yes, exactly. Bro's name is Magnus. Very bad position for the Alapin. Yeah, it's pretty gross to get that. There's just like no play at all for white. Very awkward. He is, but he thinks he is as well. Fair enough. Discretion is the better part of valor. No style points are awarded. True. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if I play knight e2 and then he resigns, or if I play king f2 and then knight f3 and checkmate him. It makes no difference. It makes no difference. A win is a win. So that was game 1 against the 1900. Game number 2 was against the 1900 as well, but I've not annotated the game fully yet, so we're not gonna analyze that. I might do a little tournament though. Anyone want to do like a quick blitz tournament or something? We'll have it. Oh, you missed the opening. Basically, we got this line here, where black gets a small advantage after d6, knight b5, and bishop e6. I get a pleasant endgame position basically, where I'm constantly able to pressure the pawn, and just a small advantage for black, which eventually gets pressed into a win. So that was it. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix up the board back for chess.com again. We'll see if I can do that on the vertical. And then I'll do a little arena, do like half an hour blitz arena or something, I don't know. Maybe an hour. Here we go. Here. And I need to create a whole new one. Hold on. Can I not just do where is it? Source clone here. What have I done? Okay, I think I've fixed everything. We should be good to go now. Does the board look normal, guys? Board look good? Did I win the tournament? No spoilers, no spoilers. You'll have to wait until I do the round 6 recap. Okay, board looks fine. All right, cool. Pretty good. Okay. I'll send the link for the arena. Where is it? I have to go to clubs. Here. And I think I go new tournament. Can you join the club? Yeah, for sure. I'll send the link to the join the club as well. Go like this. We'll do unrated. And let's just do like half an hour blitz. I don't feel like streaming for that much longer. Okay, what's the time in Pacific? It's 5 a.m. Okay. Let's do that. There we go. here is the link, guys. Here's the link. Am I playing viewers? Yeah, in the arena I will be. And if you want to join the club, then the link, I don't know where the link is, to be honest. About, maybe? How do you... Ah, here it is. Copy invite link. There we go. There it is. Club. I'll pin the arena. And you can also join the club. There we go. Got 4 guys in. 4 people in already. Good stuff. Be good. We could get like 10 or 15. That'd be pretty good. I'll play a quick bullet game. Why not? Let's play a quick bullet game. I'm not particularly good at bullet. What place did I get? No spoilers. No spoilers. Shoot. All will be revealed in good time. Do not worry. Do not worry. Boom. Boom. Knight f6. Boom. 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 Get him out of here. Boom. Bishop f5. GG. Okay, it's Sicilian. Take it. Send you the clip? What are you talking about? Here, here, here. Go like this. Okay, black is slightly better, but we will see. Yeah, h6, yeah. Maybe castle the king. Bishop g6. Bishop h7. Now we play king h8. Improve the rook. Play knight over to the rim. And let's go bishop g5. That's a terrible move. Let's play this. Try and get a little tricky with it. Little bit tricky maybe. A little bit tricky. Confusion. Uh-oh. We are in uh-oh. Not good. Famous James Candy quote. I was not aware. This is gross. Let's play this. Ha 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 ha. How do you like that? How do you like that, buddy? No pin for you. Wait, what's going on? They moved? I didn't even notice. I didn't notice they moved. Oh, man. I'm so stupid. This is why I don't have my audio. This is why I need my audio on. I didn't think they moved. What did they even move? Oh, they moved the king over. I wasn't looking at the board. You think you're gonna get smashed in the arena? Let's see. How many people have we got? We got 6. Nah, good luck. You got this. You got this. Yeah, every time when I play bullet without audio, there's like some moment where I'm winning, I make a move, and then I don't realize they've moved or that my clock's ticking down, and then I just flag. That was a bit awkward. Roly-poly Vol. Strong player from Ireland. 2200 rapid, wow. impressive. Got another good rapid player as well. All right. You got a tournament. Nah, you got this. You got this, Em. Oh, Shalor. Last second join, eh? Last second join. Of course. Okay, we get another English. Shalor loves the English, doesn't he? I saw this weird line, with F5. Let's play it. Let's see if he knows it. Okay, I don't think that's the main move. Let's play D6. Protect my pawn. Knight F6. And, it's something. Let's go bishop E7. Castles. And maybe I go F5. Start the kingside attack. Let's go... Yeah, I'll go king over as well. Why not? See, maybe I should go C5. This move seems wrong. Let's go here. Here. Boom, 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 boom. You are in trouble. Boom. Let's get more pieces in. Let's get the juices in the party. It looks a little scary, maybe. Looks a little scary. The pieces are flowing over to the king. Bit dicey, yeah. A little bit dicey, maybe. Bishop E3. Logical. But now I go F takes. Pawn takes it. I attack your bishop. And then I take your F pawn. Your Freddy. Your Freddy is deady. So long, mon ami. So long. Bishop F3. That's a knockout. That is a knockout. Boom. I get revenge on Shalor. Shalor's a very good player. He gave me a rough game last time. Get revenge, though. Get revenge. GG, Shalor. GG. Yeah, I mean, this position is just over. Takes. And now I think I go here. Check. And a rook lift, maybe. Rook F6. If queen E2, then rook G6, king F1, queen H1, I win the rook. Brutal. Got a good amount of players in there now. Knight D5, seal the door. Absolutely filthy. That's how I do him. I do him like that. That's a good move. Queen H3, though. Queen H3. Ouch! GG Shalor. Alright, next game. Let's go. E4. We're getting some fast wins. D4. C3. And it's an Alapin. Smith-Morra accepted. Not an Alapin. I don't know what I'm talking about. Knight F3, bishop C4. A6. He's a mainline guy. What the hell? He's a mainline guy. How does he know this? I don't know. Knight D4. Let's sack the knight. Let's send it. See if I care. Not one bit. Queen takes it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Maximum aggression. Take my pony, you coward. Rookie 1. You can't take it. The immortal horse. We're gonna give him a mocking. Mark Esserman inspired. Bishop f4. Maximum pressure. Maybe I should have gone for this. Looks pretty good. What now? What about this? Here, f6, 95. No. Let's give him one of these. Just bring another piece in. I do not care. Literally. We're gonna go for knight here, knight here. Feeling a little savage. Okay, they take it. I take you. I take you. I take you. Now we take me. Take me. And I'm taking me. Taking you. And I'm smashing. Boom. Boom. That's how we do it. Boom. It's not a good move. But I'm smashing. Boom. It's not even any good. Intimidation factor, though. Boom. Rook e8. Filthy. Absolutely filthy. That's why. Maximum aggression every time, guys. It just works. GG. GG kebab. Okay. Let's go d5. And let's go h5. Oh, I feel a bit bad, actually. I'm playing a 100. GG. GGM. Was that you? Let's just develop the pieces. Can you play with me? Ryan Gosling, join the arena, buddy. Get in there. You gotta be in it to win it. Let's play this. Your kebab? Yeah, GG, GG. What arena? It's pinned. It's the pinned tab. The pinned comment. Boom. Get the knight in there. We are going for the kill. How did this guy even get that rating? What are you talking about? He didn't play that bad. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, 100. Nah, come on. He's probably new. Yeah, he's been playing like less than a year. At the very least. And maybe he just picked it up more recently. We do not elo shame here, guys. We do not elo shame. I'm not about that. I'll send the link out for the arena again, I guess. Here's the arena link. Come on, get in there, get in there. Boom. Knight c6. Look at these ponies. These knights. As Hickey would say. These knights. It's absolutely grotesque. It's even pinned? Yeah, I know. It's the pinned comment. Boom. And then boom. And then boom. Wow, that doesn't sound like a scam at all. Boom! Checkmate. That was a bit mean. Okay. Let's go. Good luck. Good luck. GG, by the way. GG, thanks for game. C5. Sicilian. Knight C6. Pre-move it. Pre-move it. Quick wins. Alapin. He just watched it. He's just watched it. Let's see. Let's see. Did the Alapin... Okay, he goes D3. Let's go here. That was a terrible move. Okay, let's take it. Good pressure now. Everywhere. Take it. Ruin the structure. Take it. Take that thing. Boom. Boom. Get the knight in there. I'm castling. I'm taking your juice. That's a good move. That's a great move. Let's go bishop d6. Let's play a game. Join the arena. Welcome to the jungle. Let's go here. Now we've got the lighthouse bishop versus the passive bishop. Oh, you're on the Twitch, probably. Whoops. I'll also send the link on Twitch. I hadn't realized that. Let's go over here. Overview or something. Stream manager. There you go. This is the arena. Boom. Okay, we now have the extra pawn. I'm in your face, taking your space. And that's a really good move. That's a really good move. He's provoked me. And let's go a6, stop the king. Whoa, the king has smothered itself. Very suspicious. I would not do that if I were you. Let's go here and then king b6. He's going to go bishop g2. So here, mate. Mate. Come on, let me in. Let me in. GG. My G. That is a check to the mate. Nice. Got a bit of a blocked nose, guys. 14 players, good stuff. Welcome everyone to the arena. Roly poly vol. Wow. Let's go. Let's play. I'm playing aggressive chess today. Smith Morrow. Let's get it. Let's play it. He plays this one. Lame. Imagine not accepting the Smith Morrow. Couldn't be me. Just kidding. I decline the Smith Morrow all the time as well. I don't blame you. It's scary. I'm scared as well. Let's go here. Takey. That PFP actually looks good. Oh yeah, the Minecraft. What even is that? Like a wither? Is that the wither? Yeah, the wither skeleton. That's the one. That is the one. It fits nicely in like a little cube. Yeah, I agree. Let me takey that, and then I will just exchange the queens. And Mr. Roly Poly, we have an end game. We have ourselves an end game. Let's get it. Let me take that. Let me play. We play bishop e2. We go takes, and then I take this. Roly poly, yeah. Guess I'm go bishop e4, stopping knight d3. It's not amazing, to be fair. I only have an extra pawn. I've got one extra c pawn, a little Carlito on my side. But let's push him. Let's try and push Carl. go bishop here, bishop d3, bishop f1. And we're going to start marching. We are going to start marching Carl down. Ah, good move, good move. Let's play bishop f1 for now. I'm just stalling. See what he comes up with. Let's go a4. And now I'm going to go rook b1. Rook b1. Make a move that makes no sense. And okay, good idea. Let's just play g3 for now. I'm gonna play this endgame. It's a top tier endgame to grind. One of the very best. What am I doing? I should have gone here. Moved a little bit fast. Oops. No, it's just a draw. What am I doing? Ugh. Okay, let's go like this. Okay, it might be a draw, but I'm going to try and win it. Let's play this. Keep taking the space. Okay, here. Here. And now I'm just going to wait. Yeah, it's just a draw. Let's go back. I'm going to have to flag him, though. Played a little fast. He wants to draw, yeah? I am stupid. I want to lose, apparently. Ouch. GG. GG, roly-poly. You deserve that. That's what I get. I get what I deserve. For being a dirty little flagger. Alright, let's try and get some quick wins going. I should take the draw? I know. I know. I just can't help it. What's he doing? Why is this guy playing mainline theory? Okay. Let's get a little something. Space. Let's do this. Take on c3. Not taking on c3. That was actually a terrible move. Okay. This. I'm a bit better, I guess. Yeah, not much better though. Maybe I'm completely winning. I don't know. Take. Here. And protect it. Like b6, rook d6. I'm probably playing too fast. Let's go like this, like this. We go. Here. Here. Take it. It's 2 pawns up. Hope roly-poly's not that fast. Because I need to get the quick wins. Okay, good. Actually, Shalor beat roly-poly. So now I gotta beat Shalor. Damn. Did Shalor get paired? Did they just play each other or something? Like back to back? Like Leech's account, you want a 1v1? You hung a queen and a rook. That's rough. I'm sorry to hear that. No, you can join the arena if you want to play me. The arena's only got 8 minutes, then I'm leaving after that. But here's the link. Come on, I need a new game. Where are all the peoples? No, we're gonna get the same situation as last time, where I need like, where I've got only 1 minute to win the game or something. Oh well. Let's just spectate Shalor roly-poly. Intense game so far. E5, very reasonable. Oh, okay, we got a game. Okay, quick win. Let's go. Smith, Mora. E5, take it. Here. Okay, maybe not a quick win, yeah? Okay, bishop out. Take. Castles. Queen e2. And then the rook comes in. Why does he know theory? What the hell? Okay, bishop d2. a3. I think this is like kind of theoretical. This looks pretty good. Looks pretty good for white. His queen's almost trapped, actually, which is pretty funny. I don't know. Is this something? Is this something, guys? Let's go. Quick wins. And then I need to play Shalor and then beat him in like 2 minutes. Actually, I don't know who's winning between Shalor, roly-poly. I need to get a quick win and then get paired with them. That's the only way to victory. Because he's got a streak at the moment, so he's going to be getting more points for wins. Like 5-point wins or something. Which is pretty nasty. Actually, I don't know how much the wins are worth. Maybe they're 3 points. So it should be fine, actually. What's that? Interesting move. Very intriguing. Okay, fine. Fine. Little bit lame. A bit of a lame continuation. I mean, I say that, I think it's probably the best one, so fair enough. It's only lame because I'm not winning. Let's trade it. And then bring the rook behind it. Like this. Probably knight e6. And we have a similar position to the game, yeah? Which is pretty funny. But I think it's better for me. Because he's not castled yet. Let's go like this. If you take on f3, I'm taking here. If you take here, then I'm taking with the rook. And it's a fork of the bishop and the stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about. Take it. Probably f takes, maybe, yeah? F takes is pretty weird. Looks good, though. Kinda. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, let's go here. God, I got a blocked nose, man. Okay, we're invading. I'm gonna have 30 seconds to beat the next guy who I play, which is pretty bad. Pretty bad. Okay, whatever. Good game. Good game. You probably had me do to a... Nah, maybe not to a draw. I don't know. Ah! What? I hung a rook. Okay, whatever. Next game. I've got 0 minutes to beat Shalor. That's useful. I have no time to beat Shalor. Okay, let's play this line, yeah? Wait, I have 5 seconds to beat Shalor. Or no, I have negative 10 seconds to beat him. Whatever. We secure the win. Shalor's actually the one that needs to beat me. Ha 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 ha. It's over for you, buddy. It doesn't even matter. Wow, GG's to everyone who joined the arena. Unless somehow people make like 10 draws and then catch up, but if you do, I will not be impressed. I will not congratulate you. Is there any live daily schedule that you should know? Not really. The screen is all black. I'm sorry to hear that. Try reloading. Are you on the Twitch? You can't see anything? You should be able to see something. I don't know. My stream preview says you can see stuff. So I don't know what that's all about. Let's go here. And then if bishop e6... Okay, bishop c4. Okay, I mean, white's just much better. Let's go long castles, rook d6. No, you think it's from my stream? What are you talking about? Okay, we are now completely winning. You shouldn't be seeing black. I've had that as a problem before, actually. I don't know what it's all about. But it shouldn't be happening. Like, the YouTube can see it. And the preview says it's fine, so I don't know what's going on there. Let's go here. 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 E6. I have 39 seconds to checkmate this guy, which is not going to work. Probably. Here. Come on, dude. Don't stall out. Don't stall out. If you get mated, you get mated. That's the law of the jungle. Oh, what the hell? Come on, come on. I need more time. More time. Come on. Ah, whatever. 20 seconds left, yeah. GG's. Congrats, Law, for second. And congrats, Roly Poly, for third. And for beating me. Good stuff. And yeah. Thanks everyone else for coming along. I don't have a prize for you. Other than Favored Glory, of course. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for the stream. We're going for almost 2 hours now. Still feeling pretty tired from the tournament, to be honest. I hope you enjoyed the recap and the little mini arena afterwards as well. So, going to be ending the stream now. See you guys.